start this style by setting two leading sections at the front. They are slightly asymmetrical, with one below the nose and the other below the eye. We start the cut on the shorter side. We use the section that we cut at below the eye as reference. We lift the hair slightly, holding it between our fingers and cutting with a toothed action. We carry out an all-round cut. We work with thick sections. We lift them to get a layered look, shorter on top to longer and slanted towards the mid and lower nape. We do the same on the other side until we reach the ear. Then we take the section set at below the nose and we cut it, lifting the hair slightly. We can see this slight asymmetric touch, shorter at the start of the parting to the opposite side where it is longer. We now take a leading section at the crown. We let it lie naturally and we cut it at the hairline at the front. We lift the hair at the crown and we cut the ends irregularly using the previous section as reference. We separate our parallel section and we set the same length as the one before. We now make a parting at the crown and we move it slightly to add more asymmetry. We leave the rest of the hair here a little shorter so that it looks lighter. We now shape the base of the nape by cutting straight across with a toothed action. We comb the hair well. We take the hair between our fingers and we trim with a tooth cut. We use Llongueras' twisting technique to remove any loose ends. We then add texture to the hair by beginning to cut close to the roots. We shape a slant here, short near the ear to long near the front. We always work the sections in segments so the ends are uneven but still full-bodied. We ensure that we do not remove any of the length that we achieved in the previous program cuts. This technique will lend a natural, durable touch to the style. We work the mid-nape now, again in a controlled manner. We lower and separate sections so we can define them better with the cut. As we want to maintain overall length, we make sure we do not cut the same section twice. We do the same on the other side of the nape. And the temple and sideburns, again looking to define the shape. Once we've finished cutting, we move on to a colour process to add even more natural feel to the style. To begin, we reserve the top. We start applying the product to the intermediate area using irregular touches with the comb. We lower quite wide layers so the model's natural shade predominates. However, we create colour contrast with the brush strokes. Occasionally we apply the product close to the root but without touching it. We work on the middles and the ends to accentuate the colour of the textured areas. We can see the end setup of this uneven patch application. This colour technique is great to highlight the natural and long-lasting style we have created with the programming and texturing. Once the colour is taken, we dry using a flat brush. Finally, we finish off defining the cut on the dry hair. We continue to add texture and control the thickness to convert this fantastically natural style into one that is completely indestructible. We can see the end result in these shots. This grown out short style has a hint of soft uneven colour that helps define the shape as well as lending more strength. Let's see an image of the model before and the fantastic change in image.